Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL games. Look ahead to today's games in each sport. I will give out my pick for the Masters, NBA Power Rankings, news notes, Masked Singer, and my best bet of the day. All right, we're going to start with Major League Baseball today. Just because I want to start with something different. We will recap the games from yesterday and look ahead to everything that's being played today. Tigers over the Twins 4-3 on a walk-off single by Akil Baddoo. This Akil Baddoo has been legit the story of baseball. It's him, and then there's that other guy on the White Sox who have come out of nowhere and been sensations. Gregory Soto, the win. Hansel Robles, the loss. Nelson Cruz and Byron Buxton each homered in this game for Minnesota. Casey Mize, 4 innings, 5 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And J-Hap, 4 innings, 3 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. So, my Tigers pick comes through. I gave it out yesterday. I didn't actually play it. Nationals over the Braves 6-5 on a walk-off single by Juan Soto. The Nats are 1-0. Atlanta's 0-4. Daniel Hudson the win. Will Smith the loss. Homers in this game. Ronald Acuna Jr. hit 2. Freddie Freeman, Dansby Swanson. As the Nationals come back from 3-0 and 4-2 down to win it. So it's awesome to see that the Nationals come out and win on opening day, despite missing a lot of players. Max Scherzer, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. Drew Smyly, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Astros over the Angels 4-2. Astros are 5-1. Angels 4-2. Ryan Presley to win. Russell Iglesias the loss. All homers in this game. Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker, Adlemis Diaz, and then the game-winning, game-deciding home run in the top of the 9th by Carlos Correa. Zach Greinke, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts. He's been marvelous in his 2 starts so far. His ERA is 1.38. Dylan Bundy, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. His ERA is 3.75, so that's not bad for Dylan Bundy. Yankees over the Orioles 7-2. Yanks over 500 now at 3-2. Orioles, after sweeping Boston, down to 3-2. Garrett Cole the win. Drew Kramer the loss. Home runs, Jay Bruce, Aaron Judge, and Rio Ruiz. Garrett Cole, 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 13 strikeouts, ERA 1.46. And Drew Kramer, 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA of 9. Reds over the Pirates 14-1. The Reds have been pretty solid. They're 4-1. Pittsburgh's 1-4. Wade Miley the win. Trevor Cahill the loss. Tyler Naquin homered twice. And Phil Evans homered for Pittsburgh, who's gone deep in 2 games since Brian Hayes got hurt. Wade Miley, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, 6 strikeouts. Trevor Cahill, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. ERA 15.75. Cardinals over the Marlins 4-2. The Cardinals are 3-2. Miami 1-4. Ryan Helsley to win. Sandy Alcantara to loss. Alex Reyes to save. The lone home run this game was an insurance home run by Dylan Carlson of the Cardinals. John Gant, 4 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Sandy Alcantara, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. ERA 1.5. He's been brilliant so far this season. Mets bounce back and beat the Phillies 8-4. The Mets 1-1. Philly suffers their first loss. They're 4-1. Marcus Stroman the win. And Chase Anderson the loss. Home runs, Dominic Smith and Didi Gregorius and Peter Alonso. Stroman, 6 innings, 3 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 1.5. Anderson, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 3.6. Red Sox over the Rays 6-5 and 12 on a walk-off double that scored 2 runs by J.D. Martinez. The Red Sox are 2-3. Tampa drops to 2-3. Getting the win for Boston was Phillips Valdez, and Ryan Thompson suffers a loss for Tampa. The lone home run in this game was Christian Vasquez. Martin Perez, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 5.4. Tyler Glass, now 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA a staggering .75. I know it's only 2 games, but it's still pretty good. And Vasquez's home run tied it in the bottom of the 9th, and then they went back and forth in the extras. Brewers over the Cubs 4-0. The Brewers are 2-3. The Cubs are 3-2. Freddie Peralta the win. Adbert Alzay the loss. The 2 homers in this game were Travis Shaw and Omar Narvaez. Freddie Peralta 5 innings, a hit, no runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, or 8 strikeouts. Adbert Alzolay 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 7.2. Rangers over the Blue Jays 7-4. So the Rangers bounce back and get a win. They're 2-3. Toronto's 3-2. Dean Dunning the win. Tanner Roark the loss. Ian Kennedy is safe. Home runs: Bo Bichette, Nate Lau, Ronald Guzman, Nate Lau again, and from Texas, Heim, the catcher, Jonah Heim. Couldn't think of his first name. And then Bichette again. Dunning, 5 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, no walks, 6 strikeouts. He was pretty good. ERA 1.8. Roark, 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. ERA of an ugly 15. Diamondbacks over the Rockies 10-8 in 13 innings. Diamondbacks 2-3. The Rockies 1-4. Getting the win was Matt Peacock. The loss, Ben Bowden. Home runs in this game: Ryan McMahon hit 2, hit 3, which is crazy. And he had a double to make it a 10-8 game in the bottom of the 13th, which is wild. The catcher of the Rockies, Dom Nunez, he homered as well. Christian Walker, Stephen Vogt, and then a game-tying home run in the bottom of the 9th was hit by Sam Hilliard. And then there wasn't any home runs after that. Luke Weaver, 5 2/3, 4 innings, 3 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, rate 4.76. And Herman Marquez, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 3.6. All the runs started happening once the starters were out of the game. It was all the bullpens and then obviously the Coors Field factor. Dodgers over the A's 5-1. The Dodgers are 5-1. The Oakland Athletics are 0-6. Yikes. Clayton Kershaw the win. Chris Bassett the loss. Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, and Edwin Rios all homered in that game for the Dodgers. Kershaw bounces back, 7 innings, 4 hits, and a run, no walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 4.26. Chris Bassett, 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.56. White Sox over the Mariners 10-4. White Sox 3-3, Seattle 2-3. Lucas Giolito to win, and Nick Barvikius to loss. Zach Collins, Luis Robert, and Jose Abreu all homered, and Abreu's was a grand slam. Giolito, 5 1/3, 4 innings, 3 earned runs, a walk, 10 strikeouts, ERA 4.22. James Paxton was only in the game for an inning and a third. He got injured in the game. No hits, an earned run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, ERA 6.75. And Marvikius took over, 3 2/3, 4 innings, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. ERA 7.71. Padres over the Giants 3-1. The Padres are 4-2. The Giants are 2-3. Keone Kela the win. Matt Whistler the loss, and Mark Melanson the save. Brandon Crawford and Victor Caratini each homered in the game. Yu Darvish 6 innings, 3 and a run, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 4.22. Aaron Sanchez 5 innings, 6 and a run, no walks and 4 strikeouts, ERA 1.8. All right, today's games. We have our first doubleheader of the season. 12 o'clock, you have the Braves and the Nationals. Obviously, they had the COVID issues. So, we have the makeup game, which game should have been on Monday. But, nope. I don't have the FanDuel numbers up for this game. Let me see if DraftKings has anything up for the first of the two yet. Let's see here. No. All right. And neither does ESPN. And the starters of this game are Max Fried and Eric Feed. I would expect Atlanta to get their first win of the season here. 2:35, you have the Pirates and the Reds. Luis Castillo and Chad Cole. Reds are minus 240. The Pirates are plus 198. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 111. Reds minus 1.5 is minus 108. This is a tough one, but because of how good the Reds' offense has been, I'm going to go over 8.5 at minus 105. I get it. Castillo's on the mound. He'll probably shut out the Pirates, but I think the Reds' bullpen can give up a couple garbage time runs, a la Yankees-Orioles last night, where the ace pitches a shutout, and then the bullpen gives up 2 garbage time runs to push the total over. I can see the same thing happening here, so I'm going to go over 8.5 at minus 105 between the Pirates and the Reds. 1 o'clock, you have the Royals and the Twins. I'm sorry, the Royals and the Indians, not the Twins. The Royals-Indians information's not up yet either, which is bizarre. And neither are the sites. And your pitching matchup for this game is Jacob Junis and Shane Bieber. I would expect Cleveland to win and get their second win of the season. Shane Bieber, as we know. The Twins and the Tigers. Kenta Maeda and Matt Boyd. Twins are minus 180. Tigers are plus 150. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Twins minus 1.5 is minus 104. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 115. I am going to go over again. I don't like Matt Boyd at all. He gives up a lot of home runs, and the Twins are a mashing team, so I'm going to go over 8.5 at minus 105. Rays Red Sox. Ryan Yarbrough, Nate Eovaldi. See if the Red Sox can get the sweep. They're minus 126. The Rays are minus 108. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Rays plus 1.5 is minus 192. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 158. I'm going to go with the Rays straight up here, plus 108. I think they'll bounce back. I like Ryan Yarbrough. He can give them a couple solid innings here. I know the Red Sox offense is like the Red Sox offense from a couple years ago under Alex Cora the last couple games, but I just can't see this Red Sox team that got swept by the Rays sweeping the Tampa Bay Rays. But then again, that's baseball, Susan. So give me the Rays plus 108 against the Red Sox so they can avoid the sweep. 2 o'clock, you have the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Hyunjin Ryu and Kyle Gibson. The Blue Jays are minus 198. The Rangers are plus 166. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 110. Unders minus 110. Blue Jays minus 1.5 is minus 118. The Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 102. I'm going to go over here. Kyle Gibson was atrocious against the Royals to the point where he got pulled in the first inning. I like Ryu. He pitched well against the Yankees. But I could see this playing out where the bullpens give up garbage time runs, so I'm going to go over 8.5. Next up at 2:15, you have the Brewers and the Cubs. Brendan Woodruff and Kyle Hendricks. Brewers are minus 112. Cubs are minus 104. Over under 9. Brewers minus 1.5 is plus 146. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 178. I'm going to go with the Chicago Cubs at minus 104 to win straight up. I think that Kyle Hendricks will have a good game. He pitched okay in the opener against Pittsburgh. There's a couple bad pitches in that game that ultimately cost him the win. I had Hendricks in my pitcher rankings 18th. And I had Woodruff a little bit lower. I had him all the way at 74. So it's a pitching mismatch. I like the Cubs minus 104 to win straight up. 3:30, or I'm sorry, 3 o'clock, you have the Braves and the Nationals game 2. I don't see any lines or anything up for that yet either. That's going to be Huascar Yanoa and Steven Strasburg. I expect the Nats to win this game and come away with the split. Steven Strasburg, I think, will come out and pitch well here. It's going to be the Nats in game 2. 3:30, the Dodgers and the Athletics. Trevor Bauer and Jesus Luzardo. Dodgers minus 164. The A's are plus 138. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 105. The A's plus 1.5 is minus 126. The A's have been an over team so far despite being over on the year. So I'm going to go over 8.5 and minus 108. I get it. It's a good pitching matchup, but I could see the A's bullpen letting up a lot of runs. Luzardo really hasn't shown much. He has an ERA right now of 1.8, which is actually, no, that's a whip. His ERA is 9. And Bauer's ERA, by the way, is 5.68. He wasn't very good in the opener either. So I'm going to go over 8.5 at minus 105. 4 o'clock, you have the Mets and the Phillies. The rubber match, David Peterson, Aaron Nola. The Phillies are minus 162. The Mets are plus 136. Over under 8. Mets plus 1.5 is minus 160. The Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 132. I'm going to go here with the over again. Worst case scenario, this is a push. I think the Mets offense can work Aaron Nola a little bit, and they know Aaron Nola. And David Peterson is a little bit of an unknown, so I'm going to go over 8. White Sox, Mariners, Dallas Keuchel and Justin Dunn. This is a rubber match. White Sox minus 166. The Mariners plus 140. Over under 8. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. The White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 105. The Mariners plus 1.5 is minus 126. Keuchel, in his first start, was a little mad to me. 6.75 ERA. Justin Tunn's making his debut. I think Keuchel will be better, but like over 8. I just don't love the Mariners' bullpen. I think Justin Dunn could pitch well, but I think that the bullpen could let it up. So it'll give me over under 8, the over, at minus 114. Next up, you have the Cardinals and the Marlins. Jack Flaherty and Pablo Lopez. This is another rubber match. Cardinals are minus 122. The Marlins are plus 104. Over under 7. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Cardinals minus 1.5 is plus 146. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 176. I'm going to go under 7. It's a ballsy play, but I like it. Worst case scenario, this is a push. Maybe this is a 4-2 game. But I like under 7 at even money. 6:30, you have the Orioles and the Yankees. Jameson Taillon and John Means. Yankees minus 210. The Orioles are plus 176. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 120. Yankees minus 1.5 is even money. In my pitcher rankings, I had Taillon 44. And I had John Means at 65. So that's a 21 spot difference. I'm going to play the under 9.5 and minus 115. I think John Means will pitch respectively well, and I think Jameson Taillon will be great in his Yankees debut. The Yankees starting pitching has been outstanding so far this season. What I thought could have potentially been a weakness has been a strength. And the offense has started to come around a little bit in this series. They just needed some time to warm up. Although maybe Toronto's pitching is a little better than we thought. That could be true. But Yankee offense starting to warm up a little bit. I like John Means, so that's why I'm going under. I think Means will pitch well. Tyon will pitch well. I could see this being like a 5-2 Yankees win, and that to me qualifies as an under. And I could see the Orioles bullpen letting it up like it did last night. So I'm going to go under 9.5 and -115. Last but not least, 8:30, the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Madison Bumgarner and Antonio Sensatella. Diamondbacks are -104. The Rockies are -112. Over under 11.5. Overs -106. Unders -114. Diamondbacks -1.5 is +146. The Rockies +1.5 is -176. I'm going to go with Madison Bumgarner as a road dog at -104. A lot of people had him on opening day against the Padres. I didn't go there. I went with the over in that game, and I turned out to be right. I like the Bumgarner to rebound here a little bit. I know Coors Field's a house of horrors for him, and quite frankly, a lot of pitchers. But I like the Diamondbacks to win. I think Bumgarner will pitch better. I don't love the Rockies' offense that much, even though it's exceeded expectations. So I'm going to go Diamondbacks -104 against the Colorado Rockies. All right, so there you have it for Major League Baseball for the day. Now we'll move on to the NHL. We're going to do NHL second today. We'll go over the results from yesterday, and we will look ahead to today's games. Rangers over the Penguins, 8-4. The Rangers were favored in this game. Vegas knew. This is at least the second or third time this season where the Rangers were weirdly favored in a game and won. So, hashtag Vegas knew. Rangers 18-15-5. Pittsburgh 24-13-2. The number 3 started game with a goal and assist, Mika Zibanejad. The number 2 started game with a goal and 2 assists, Adam Fox. Number 1 started game with a goal and 3 assists, Artemi Panarin. Sabres over the Devils 5-3. That was one of the underdogs I got right yesterday. Buffalo's 9-23-6. New Jersey 13-18-6. The number 3 started game with a goal and assist, Rasmus Dahlin. The number 2 started the game with a goal and an assist, Jesper Bratt. And the number 1 started the game with a goal and assist, Casey Middlestat. Islanders over the Capitals 1-0. Islanders 25-10-4. Washington 25-10-4. Identical records. The number 3 started game with 38 saves on 39 shots, Vitek Vanchek. He really kept Washington in that game. Number 2 started the goal in the lone goal, Brock Nelson. And the number 1 started the game, 29 saves on 29 shots, Semyon Varlamov. Bruins over the Flyers 4-2. The Bruins are 20-10-6. Philly 18-15-5. The number 3 started game with a goal and 3 assists, Brad Marchand. The number 2 started game with 40 saves on 42 shots, Jeremy Swayman. And the number 1 started game with a hat trick, Patrice Bergeron. Hurricanes over the Panthers 5-2. The Hurricanes 26-9-3. Florida 26-10-4. Number 3 started game with 34 saves on 36 shots, Peter Mrazek. The number 2 started game with 2 goals, Jordan Staal. And the number 1 started the game with a goal and an assist, Vincent Trocheck. The Blue Jackets over the Lightning 4-2. Good win for Columbus. They're 15-18-8. Tampa 26-11-2. The number 3 started the game with the goal and assist, Jake Roslovic. The number 2 started the game with the goal and assist, Mac Domi. And the number 1 started the game with 36 saves on 38 shots, Joonas Korpisalo. Preds over the Red Wings 3-2 in a shootout. The Preds are 21-18-1. Detroit 13-22-6. Number 3 started the game with a goal, Adam Erne. Number 2 started the game with a goal, Mikael Granlund. And the number 1 started the game with 2 assists, Roman Josi. Blackhawks over the Stars 4-2. The Blackhawks, another underdog pick that I liked, and they won. 18-17-5. Dallas 13-14-10. The number 3 started the game with the goal, Kirby Dach. The number 2 started the game with the goal, Andrew Cagliano. And the number 1 started the game with the goal and assist, Patrick Kane. Ducks over the Sharks 5-1. The Ducks 12-21-7. San Jose 17-17-4. The number 3 started the game with the goal, Adam Henrique. The number 2 started the game with an assist, Erik Karlsson. And the number 1 started the game with 34 saves on 35 shots, John Gibson. Canucks Jets obviously postponed. The Canucks, by the way, 17 COVID positives, which is really, really crazy and sad. All right, 5-window slate for tonight. 5 o'clock, NBCSN, odd time. Oilers, Senators. The Oilers are favored in this matchup. Minus 198, Ottawa's plus 166, over under 6.5, overs plus 102, the unders minus 124. Oilers minus 1.5 is plus 136. The Senators plus 1.5 is minus 164. I'm going to go Edmonton in regulation at minus 125. I know that's juicy, but I like that a lot. I don't love Ottawa, so give me Edmonton in regulation at minus 125. 7:30 NBCSN, Canadiens Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs are minus 164. The Canadiens are plus 138. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 142. Unders plus 116. Canadiens plus 1.5 is minus 196. Maple Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 162. I'm going to go under 5.5 and plus 116. I think that's a valuable play. I could see Carey Price playing really, really well to keep Montreal in the game. So I'm going to go under 5.5 and plus 116. 9 o'clock, the Golden Knights and the Blues. The Golden Knights are minus 162. The Blues are plus 136. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. The Golden Knights minus 1.5 is plus 172. The Blues plus 1.5 is minus 210. I'm going to go under 5.5 and minus 106. The Golden Knights goalies have been playing well. I think we'll see Marc-Andre Fleury tonight. But I could be wrong. It could be Robin Lehner. Jordan Binghamton hasn't been that great this year, as the Blues have really faltered. But I'm going to go under 5.5 and minus 106. I think this would be a 3-0, 3-1, 3-2 type of game. Avalanche Wild. The Avs are minus 190. The Wild are plus 160. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. The Avs minus 1.5 is plus 136. The Wild plus 1.5 is minus 164. I'm going to go with an upset special. I like the Wild at plus 160 to win outright. The Wild are too good to be plus 160. I think the Avalanche have been overvalued against solid teams, and to me, the Wild have been solid. So I'm going to go plus 160 with the Minnesota Wild against Colorado. 10 o'clock, the Coyotes and the Kings. The Kings are minus 126. The Coyotes are plus 108. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 104. Unders minus 128. The Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 265. The Kings minus 1.5 is plus 215. I'm going over 5.5 and plus 104. The Coyotes have been an over team. I see this every time they play and every time I do a podcast, pretty much. The market has yet to catch up to the Coyotes being an over team. So I'm going over 5.5 and plus 104. All right, so that's it for the NHL tonight. Now we'll go to the NBA as we will recap yesterday's games and we will look ahead to a busy slate for tonight in the association. Bulls over the Pacers, 113-97. The Bulls are 21-28. Pacers 22-27. Nikola Vucevic, 32 points, 17 boards. Karis LeVert had 20 with 6 boards. Hawks over the Pelicans, 123-107. The Hawks are 27-24. New Orleans 22-28. Trae Young had 30 and 12 assists. Zion Williamson had 34 for New Orleans. 76ers over the Celtics, 106-96. His best bet comes through. Philly 35-16. Boston 25-26. Joel Embiid 35 points. Jason Tatum had 20. Lakers over the Raptors, 110-101. The Lakers 32-19. The Raptors 20-31. Talen Horton-Tucker, 17 to lead the way for the Lakers. Pascal Siakam had 27 for Toronto. Grizzlies over the Heat, 124-112. The Grizzlies are 25-23. Memphis 26-25. Dylan Brooks 28 points. Jimmy Butler had 28 points as well. Nuggets over the Pistons, 134-119. Denver 32-18. Detroit 15-36. Nikola Jokic had 27 boards, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds. Jeremy Grant 29 points for Detroit. Warriors over the Bucks, 122-121. Bucks didn't have Giannis. Golden State 24-27. Milwaukee 32-18. And Milwaukee nearly won without Giannis, which is crazy. Stephen Curry, 41 points. He was outstanding. Drew Holiday at 29 for Drew Holiday. Oh, for the Bucks. Clips over the Blazers, 133-116. The Clips, 34-18. Portland, 30-20. Paul George had 36 points to lead the Clippers. Norman Powell had 32 to lead Portland. All right, tonight's game, 7 o'clock, you have the Timberwolves and the Pacers. My projections for this game, Indiana, 11.5, total 226. Meanwhile, it is 3.5. We don't have a total yet. It was 3.5. It was 2.5 last night, so a point moved in favor of Indy. I like Indy minus 3.5 against Minnesota. The Wizards and the Magic, I'm at Wizards 7.5, total 224. That's Wizards 3.5. We don't have a total yet. I am taking the Wizards and the points. 7:30 Knicks Celtics. I have Boston 6.5, total 216. Meanwhile, it's Boston 4. We don't have a total yet. I'm laying the 4 with Boston. It was 3 last night. And by the way, the Wizards were 2.5 last night. Went up a point as well. 7:30 ESPN Pelicans Nets. That's a great game. A great game if you like star power. I'm at Brooklyn 7.5, total 231.5. Meanwhile, it's 10.5. I'm taking New Orleans in the 10.5. No James Harden for Brooklyn tonight. Kevin Durant's back, though. So I'm going to take the Pelicans in the 10.5. I know it's very contrarian. Everyone's going to play the Durant narrative. But I'm going to say that Zion keeps them within single digits. 8 o'clock, you have the Grizzlies and the Hawks. I am at Pick'em and 224. Meanwhile, it's Atlanta 3, total 227.5. So this time the line moved against me, actually. But to be different, I'm going to go under 227.5. I have a bigger edge on the under than I do on Memphis. So I'm going to go under 227.5 at even money. Mavericks, Rockets, I'm at Dallas 15, total 222. Meanwhile, it is Dallas 11. I'm laying the 11 with Dallas. We'll probably have KP in this game. If not, my projection will go down. Hornets, Thunder. I'm at Charlotte 1, total 218.5. Meanwhile, it's 5.5 and 213. I'm going to go with the over here. I think that this could be a garbage time, decides the total type of game. So I'm going to go over 213 just to be different. Although I like the Thunder and the points as well. So maybe parlay OKC in the over. 9 o'clock Spurs Nuggets. I'm at Denver 10.5, total 224. Meanwhile, it is Denver 7. We don't have a total yet. I'm going to lay the 7 with Denver. It was 6.5 last night. So I'm going to lay the 7 with Denver. I still like it. And last but not least, 10 o'clock ESPN, the Jazz and the Suns. I love that this game's on national TV because it's the two top teams in the West right now from a record standpoint. I'm at Jazz 2, total 223. Meanwhile, it is Jazz 1.5, total 224.5. Oh, my God. If I'm not mistaken, this was 3 or 2.5 last night. So the Suns are taking money. Meanwhile, the juice is on the Jazz right now. If I had to play something for the sake of the podcast, I'd go under 224.5 at minus 108. Alrighty, so there is your NBA stuff for tonight. And now I'll give out my pick for the best golf tournament, the Masters. I'm going to go through the odds and I'll give out my pick. Bryson DeChambeau and Dustin Johnson are co-favorites at plus 950, and these odds are brought to you by FanDuel. Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas are 11-1 each. Jon Rahm is 12-1. Rory McIlroy 19-1. Patrick Cantley's 22-1. Xander Schauffele 25-1. Brooks Koepka 28-1. Colin Morikawa 29-1. Patrick Reed 32-1. Paul Casey, Tony Finau, Victor Hovland each 35-1. Cam Smith and Daniel Berger 37. Sungjae Im and Webb Simpson are 39. Lee Westwood's 40. Tommy Fleetwood 41. Hideki Matsuyama and Matthew Fitzpatrick are each 46-1. Scotty Scheffler, Sergio Garcia, and Tyrell Hatton 47-1. Adam Scott's 49. Jason Day and Joaquin Niemann are each 60. Billy Horschel is 85. Bubba Watson and Louis Oatzen are 90. Corey Connors and Will Zalatoris are 95. Abraham Ancer, Matt Kuchar, Justin Rose, Max Homa, Shane Lowry each 100-1. Jason Kokrak's 120. Harry English is 140. Matt Wallace is 140. Christian Ziedenhout's 160. Gary Woodland's 160. Ian Poulter's 160. Mark Leishman's 160. Phil Mickelson's 160. Ryan Palmer 160. Victor Perez 160. Cam Champ 180. Dylan Fratelli 180. Kevin Kisner 190. Kevin Na 190. Sebastian Munoz and Zach Johnson are 210-1. Brendan Todd's 290. Mackenzie Hughes is 290. And then it gets pretty wild. This sounds very narrative-y to me. I apologize for that. But my pick to win the Masters is Jon Rahm at 12-1. This is, like I said, it's narrative-y. And I get it. Because his wife just had a baby. And I think that'd be a fun story. New baby daddy wins the Masters. So I'm going to take Jon Rahm as my pick to win the 2021 Masters. All right, now I'm going to do my NBA power rankings. We haven't done these in a while because of March Madness and everything that's been going on. I'm just going to go in order from 30-1 and talk about where things stand with every team a little bit. 30th Minnesota Timberwolves are 13-38. They're not going anywhere. D'Angelo Russell's back from injury, though. Number 29 is the Detroit Pistons. They're 15-36, the worst team in the East. They have some young guys playing well for him. Jeremy Grant still putting up his stats. 28th, the Orlando Magic at 17-33. They trade away pretty much their whole team. They've won a couple games, though, which is surprising. Number 27 is the Houston Rockets at 13-37. They really have been intentionally trying to lose as well. I get it because they might lose their pick. Number 26, the Cleveland Cavaliers, 18-32. Cleveland got off to that good start, but really hasn't been good since then. 25 is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 20-30. I got to give them credit for being competitive in a lot of these games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been hurt, though. Number 24, the Washington Wizards. They're 17-32. They've won a couple games lately. Russell Westbrook's putting up triple-doubles again. Number 23 is the Toronto Raptors at 20-31. Kyle Lowry's hurt. Fred VanVleet's hurt. So that's unfortunate for them. Number 22, the Sacramento Kings. They're 22-29. They've made a mistake by not selling at the trade deadline. They are just having illusions of Golden State falling out of that 10 spot. That's not happening. Not with Stephen Curry. Not on his watch. If last night had any indication. 21, the New Orleans Pelicans. They are 22-28. They're having illusions too. They're a game and a half back of Golden State. But another team that I think could fall out, San Antonio. Maybe that's the illusion that they have their eyes on a little bit. But we'll get to the Spurs. But New Orleans, their guys are back from injury. They gave up 11 threes in a quarter last night, which is stupid. 20, the Chicago Bulls 21-28. I won't be shocked if they somehow sneak into the top 6. But the issue is that they're 4 games back. Nikola Vucevic has been awesome for them, and they have a nice duo of him and Zach LaVine. 19, the Indiana Pacers at 22-27. They've underachieved so much this season. They have their guys back other than TJ Warren. But they just continue to baffle me. Maybe their coach is going to be one and done. Number 18, the Charlotte Hornets. They are the 5 seed at 25-24. They're going to fall out into the play-in round. I just don't think they could survive without LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward. Number 17, the Boston Celtics at 25-26. Bad loss last night against Philly. They have a chance to bounce back tonight against the Knicks. Number 16, the New York Knicks. They're 25-26 also. To me, they're probably going to land in the play-in game. Mitchell Robinson injury hurts. They probably should have gotten Andre Drummond. There's somebody at the buyout market. But I think they were trying. But at the time, they were trying even with Mitchell Robinson healthy because they just wanted depth. But Drummond wants the ring, so that's why he joined the Lakers. But yeah, I think the Knicks are fine. They're competitive. So I'm going to say that they stick around a little bit. And RJ Barrett, by the way, really has been awesome. Number 15, the Golden State Warriors. They're 24-27. Big win last night. So I think that they'll get going a little bit. Number 14, the San Antonio Spurs, 24-24. I don't love the Spurs team, but they somehow keep winning games, and that's credit to Greg Popovich. Number 13, the Miami Heat. They are 26-25. They're starting to turn it on a little bit. I think they'll finish 4th in the East. And they're 2 games back of Atlanta. Number 12, the Atlanta Hawks at 27-24. They won last night courtesy of those 11 threes in the third quarter. Trae Young is playing well. And they don't have John Collins, which is nuts. Number 11, the Memphis Grizzlies. They are 25-23. They're playing solid basketball. I think they have a chance to win tonight at Atlanta, and I think they have the best player on the court in that game, Ja Morant. So they should win that game. Number 10, the Los Angeles Lakers, 32-19. They're weirdly been afloat without LeBron and AD. It's weird. They're 5th because they're not there, but they've won some games without them. They won at the Kings. They won at home against the Magic, home against the Cavs. But I got to admit, they've been lucky with some of their opponents when those guys are out. But I won't be shocked if one of those guys is back next week. And I'll predict right now on the podcast. It's being quiet right now. But I'm going to predict the return of LeBron James will be on Monday night on national TV at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks. And then LeBron will come back and then the Lakers will beat the Knicks. 9, the Dallas Mavericks. They are 28-21. They're playing good ball right now, courtesy of Luka Doncic. Number 8, the Portland Trailblazers. They are 30-20. They've been marvelous. Damian Lillard should be in the MVP conversation. If Portland passes the Lakers and maybe they pass Denver, I mean, you never know. They're 2 back of Denver. Lillard should be in the MVP conversation. Number 7, the Denver Nuggets. They're 32-18. Nikola Jokic is the betting favorite for MVP right now, but Denver's the 4 seed. I don't know if they'll actually win it. Because I can see the Lakers passing them if LeBron or AD come back before the postseason, which I think they will. Number 6, the Los Angeles Clippers at 34-18. They're 3rd in the West. Paul George played well last night. Kawhi's had a good season. Number 5, the Phoenix Suns. They're 35-14. 2.5 back of the Jazz. The Suns have been marvelous. Chris Paul, that guy is just a winner. His teams win wherever they go. Number 4, the Milwaukee Bucks. 3rd in the East at 32-18. 2 back in the loss column of the 1 seed. They lost last night solely because Giannis didn't play. To me, Giannis should be the MVP. Because when he's there, Milwaukee wins. When he's not there, Milwaukee loses. Sixers have won some games without Joel Embiid. It's because Tobias Harris has stepped up and they have Ben Simmons. Brooklyn has won some games without James Harden and without Kevin Durant. So, I think that Giannis should be the MVP, although I think Lillard is a good long shot that could sneak in there. And Doncic, too. Number 4, the Brooklyn Nets, 35-16. They're third because James Harden's now hurt. They're playing well, obviously. They played well without Durant. They play well in games without Harden. Kyrie single-handedly beat the Knicks on Monday night. And this team's playing great, but I just need some improvement defensively. Number 2, the Philadelphia 76ers are 35-16. Joel Embiid's back. They're playing great basketball right now on both sides of the ball. And number 1, the Utah Jazz, the best record in the league, 38-12. They continue to be dominant. They have the best point differential in the league at plus 9.7. 22-2 at home, which is nuts. So, the Utah Jazz at number 1, obviously. Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Rudy Gobert has been a great big three thus far this season. All right, so there you have it for my NBA Power Rankings. Now I'm going to do the latest news and notes. I'm going to try to be quick with this. This is news. According to CNBC, Nike suspends Deshaun Watson's endorsement deal over the sexual assault allegations and will monitor the situation. That's wild. I think that's why he hasn't been traded yet. Peyton and Eli Manning are launching the NFT space later this month, and the proceeds are going to children's charities, which is very, very nice. The Manning brothers are the best. Promising news, full NBA arenas likely next year, as the NBA expects to have full capacity at all arenas in 21-22 and hopes to welcome more fans back this season. I think that is great news. The NBA wouldn't be publicly saying that if they haven't gotten real information. So this must be coming from Dr. Fauci. I know that Dr. Fauci and Adam Silver have been in contact, and Fauci's been in contact with a lot of the sports commissioners. And I think that is a great sign, because I've always said that Adam Silver has been the most honest and he's the best commissioner right now. So I think that this is very realistic too, because a lot of people are getting vaccinated and the vaccine's becoming eligible for more people around the country. So I won't be shocked if arenas are half capacity for some of these teams, like Florida teams like the Miami Heat, Texas teams like the Dallas Mavericks. I think New York could go up to 25, maybe to 30. We shall see. So that's very promising news coming from Baxter Holmes of ESPN. Fernando Tatis Jr. goes on the injured list with some slight labral tearing in his shoulder and will aim for return in 10 days. That is great news for the Padres. There are many that expected that he was going to miss a chunk of time this season, if not the whole season. So that is great news for the San Diego Padres. That is the rare time when an injury is good news for a team, because it looked worse, and now he may be back in a week and a half. Pac-12 Player of the Year, Ari McDonald, entered the WNBA draft. Projected top 5 pick. Announces that she'll enter the draft. I think she could be the number 1 pick, considering what she did in the ladies' March Madness, single-handedly carrying Arizona to the title game. She was outstanding this season, and I think that she will be awesome in the pros. Keanu Williams, also enters the draft as a Stanford star. Says thank you, and she will enter the draft as well. LSU is being sued $50 million as Associate AD Sharon Lewis to file a $50 million title lawsuit against school board and law firm and former football coach Les Miles. So that to me is not surprising. We talked about Harden and Durant returning and being injured respectively. So 22 positive tests for the Canucks now. We said it in the hockey segment that they had 17 players test positive. And that's reported by The Athletic. I don't know when we'll see the Canucks again. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks. Obviously, they're going to have to cram in a lot of their games. They're going to have to play a lot of back-to-backs. And the North playoffs in all likelihood will be delayed solely because of the Canucks. The Jets are likely to pick a quarterback at 2. As the Jets GM says, it's fair to assume the team will target a quarterback with the number 2 overall pick after the trading of Sam Darnold. That should come to no surprise. I don't think they'll trade the number 2 pick. Although, if Sam Darnold was still on the team, I would have. But now you got to take Zach Wilson or another quarterback at number 2. Adam Schefter says that the 49ers will pick Mac Jones with the number 3 overall pick. That's what NFL insiders will believe, and they will keep Jimmy G, which is wild. So it looks like here that they're going to have the Aaron Rodgers situation where Mac Jones will learn behind a veteran, and until the veteran's out of there, the rookie will step in, or the young quarterback will step in. And the other parallel here is with the Packers currently with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. And obviously that made Aaron Rodgers really mad. The number 4 pick is on the trade block as the Falcons have received calls from multiple teams, and they're open to moving out of the 4 spot. I think the Falcons shouldn't move out of the 4 spot. They should. Matt Ryan's still a decent quarterback. They have some pieces offensively. They have a lot of holes. That's another reason why I think they should move out of the 4 spot. And a team that needs a quarterback should move up. I know Carolina probably won't pick a quarterback now that they have Sam Darnold. Maybe somebody else moves up that we're not expecting, like New England or something like that, to take a quarterback. So that is going to be interesting to see. Carlos Dunlap says that Russell Wilson is staying in Seattle, and Wilson has assured him that he'd be his team's quarterback next season. And then Dunlap says, he told me that he's with us and he's here to stay. So that's somewhat promising. Yankees acquired Rougned Odor from the Rangers for a couple prospects, and the Yankees also got cash in the deal, so the Rangers are absorbing some of his salary. The Yankees are looking at this like a Giovanni Urshela situation where they could rebuild a guy's value. Although Giovanni Urshela did not hit a lick at Cleveland. Rougned Odor had a cup of tea of hitting with the Rangers. And the Yankees are banking on him to get back to that form. Will they play him at second and put DJ LeMahieu at first and not play Jay Bruce? Is there an injury we don't know about? Is Aaron Hicks hurt? I don't know. So, to me, this was a curious trade. Do I love it? I don't know if I love it. I know he'll provide more depth. Maybe he could be a bench piece for them. And he's somebody that is a solid defensive second baseman. He'll help them like that. That's for sure. Another draftee coming. Ayu Dosunmu is entering the draft, which should be no surprise. He was really, really good. And also entering the draft, Memphis center Musa Cisse. And one more thing, the Lakers have signed Ben McLemore. I think he can help them coming off the bench. He's somebody that can hit a lot of three-pointers. He had a cup of tea with the Rockets and actually helped them. I could see him helping the Lakers in a bench role. All right, now we'll preview tonight's episode of The Masked Singer. Group B's back tonight, as this will be the Group B final. This season, they're going to have a top 8, rather than the Super 6. So that's interesting. So Group B returns tonight, and then we'll have another wild card contestant. So we have Piglet, Black Swan, Chameleon, and the Crab. Obviously, Grandpa Monster went home last week, and it turned out to be Logan Paul, the YouTuber. The Piglet had hints about football. There's a 3-5-2-8 on there. There's an armor competition with rivals. So this could be an athlete. But I think that this is a throw-off clue package because maybe there's people that figured out who the Piglet was or something, and they're trying to throw us off. He performed Good to Be Alive by Andy Grammer. His childhood crush was Meg Ryan. That was the secret clue of the week. And my guess is Red Sheeran or The Weeknd. Ken Jeong went with Jay-Z Chazé. Nicole Scherzinger went with Austin Mahone. And Jenny McCarthy said Jordan or Jonathan Knight of New Kids. Black Swan had a magnifying glass. Talks about a love interest. There's a boat, a penny, and a nickel. There's a thank you envelope with lifts. And this person performed In My Blood by Shawn Mendes. Her childhood crush was D'Angelo. My guess as of right now is Fantasia, the former American Idol winner. Nicole and Jenny both said Demi Lovato. Ken Jeong went with Lindsay Lohan. He owes them $50 because Nick Cannon said if they guessed Lindsay Lohan, Bjork, Johnny Knoxville, or Jamie Foxx, they're owed $50. And Robin went with Ashley Simpson. Chameleon, there was hints about embracing and everyone being proud of true colors. There's rainbows in there. Maybe LGBTQ connections. Cheese. A lot of cheese in there. Tragedy. Fashion. Peaches, which is a big clue to me that hints Georgia. And then there's a diploma in there. It looks like that this person graduated. This person performed 21 questions. His childhood crush was Sama. My guess for this is Dwight Howard because there's a Peaches hint, and obviously Peaches, Georgia, and Dwight Howard's from Georgia. Ken Jeong went with Amon Shumpert. Nicole Scherzinger went with Dwayne Wade, which I like that guess too. Jenny McCarthy said 2 Chains. And then the wild card was the Crab. And they hinted about their dream coming true really quick. They said they felt big time right away. There's tragedy, family trauma. There's a broken mirror in the hint, a 2 + 3 on a calculator. Maybe that equals, maybe something related to the number 5. Maybe this person has 5 albums. The Mona Lisa is in there. And there's a lot of fish. And this person did a great performance too. Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers. And his childhood crush was Miss Jackson, and they said they grew up together. Is that meaning like he grew up to listening to her music, or they legit grew up together? Ken Jeong said Lenny Kravitz and Bobby Brown, and Robin went with Johnny Gill. And who went home? Grandpa Monster. My first impression guess was TJ Watt. My final guess was Tim Tebow. Robin Thicke's first impression and final guess was Johnny Manziel. Jenny's first impression was Morgan Freeman. Her final was The Miz. Ken Jeong's first impression was Emmitt Smith, and his final was Kevin Hart. Nicole's first impression was Cam Newton. Her final was Jake Paul. And who was it? Logan Paul. So Nicole was on the right track, but she guessed the wrong brother. And obviously, like I said, tonight there'll be another wild card in the fold. So it'll be Crab, Chameleon, Black Swan, Piglet, and the wild card. And I'm going to make a prediction and say that Chameleon goes home tonight, and maybe it's Dwight Howard, maybe it's somebody else. And by the way, I make different guesses throughout the show, and I speak the truth on the podcast after the episode. Alrighty. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I hinted at this earlier. I actually made a sizable wager on this last night because I loved it so much. And that, my friends, is Indiana minus the points against Minnesota. Domantas Sabonis is questionable. Maybe he'll play. Karis LeVert's playing, obviously. Malcolm Brogdon's going to play. So I'm going to lay. And now it's down to 2. So maybe Sabonis was ruled out. Let's see here. If that's the case, I'm not touching it, and I'm going to go somewhere else. Let's see. Domantas Sabonis. Let's see here. I don't see. Let's see on the, let's see here. Domantas Sabonis. I don't see anything related to, so Sabonis and Brogdon were out last night. We'll see. So I'm actually going to stay away from that one solely because of those absentees. The Pelicans went down to 9. The Rockets have been so bad. I'm just going to potentially lay that number. This is hard, guys. Potentially no Brogdon and Sabonis because I don't want to touch Indiana now. And by the way, if those guys were to be out, my number right now with them is 11.5. And without Sabonis, it goes down to 8.5. And then Brogdon out 6.5. So let's look at baseball. Let's see if I like anything in Major League Baseball a little bit. I love Indy, but I don't know if those guys are playing. The Cubs are now favored. I was considering them. This is a hard best bet. Oof. And then hockey. I'm going to go with the trend. I'm going to go over 5.5 in Coyotes Kings tonight. I just like that play a lot. I think that, like I said, the Coyotes have been an over team. And I think that they'll come out and play well tonight. So my pick for best bet, over 5.5 between the Kings and the Coyotes. So there you have it for the podcast today. I know I went a little bit longer. Tomorrow I'll be back recapping NBA, NHL, MLB, looking ahead to tomorrow. Masters leaderboard. Maybe an NFL mock draft because the draft isn't far away. If I'm not mistaken, tomorrow's going to be 3 weeks away from the draft, so I want to get a mock draft in. Obviously, we'll recap Masked Singer, and I'll have a best bet for you as well as the latest news and notes. I hope you guys have a great day, everyone.